not as annoying as it would normally be.
It's not.
Should we have him come back out here and
I think we should for just because.
Yeah.
Come on, Willie.
Hey,
come on now.
Hey, we have a special guest. Leave the board. No,
leave the board.
No,
leave the board.
No, leave the board. This is a special guest. We got to do it. We got to do it right.
There you go.
Right. Like swatting a mosquito. Wes, give me my jingle. Let's do it.
That stupid ass clap. That stupid ass clap. We back in the midweek trap. Willie needs new pants, guys. Make sure you go to midweekathlete.com, subscribe to the YouTube, the TikTok, the Instagram, maybe a Twitter in the future, who knows. But make sure that you go and subscribe and like, and Evan, you got it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Midweek Athlete Pod. We have a special guest in the building with us today. He is the co-host of Locked On Astros podcast. Our boy Brett is in the building.
Hey, Thank you. Appreciate it. No, yeah, thank you guys for having me. It's an honor to be here. You guys got your stuff together. I kind of mentioned before we started, like, y'all got a producer. You got a guy that claps.
Into it.
I mean, look, this is great.
Work, you know.
But what I like about it is it's got a real organic feel. Like it's like it seems like it's y'all's own creative brainchild, and y'all are into your second season. So man, congrats on the early success. And I definitely, when you guys make it places, don't forget the little people. All right?
No, definitely not.
Absolutely not.
We plan on going bigger and bigger. So
yeah, I was about to say you're the one that came here to visit us. So I mean, definitely appreciate that more than anything. So today, as you notice, we all got on Astros gear. So we are going to be talking about the Astros coming up, Astros season. We got a lot to unravel with that.
Yeah.
But first, we have got to talk about Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl.
Take.
That's a belt to ass.
Like my friend, like my boy Wes likes to say, that was BTA, but I would like y'all's reactions to that.
Belt to ass. You know what it was. Belt to ass.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like Patrick Mahomes looked regular. Like he didn't look like Superman Mahomes. Like he didn't look like Super Patty. Like he was just out there. He was just out there being a regular quarterback. And granted, this is what happens when you have mediocre receivers, and it finally caught up to him. Like they do have Travis Kelce, but he didn't have a great year.
Not at all.
He has Marquise Brown, but he was injured most of the year, so he never really. I don't feel like they ever built that rhythm and repertoire. I mean, and to be honest, the game was the O-line was just getting fucking punished all along the whole game.
That was the problem.
It's crazy that they rushed forward. They didn't blitz not one time.
Yeah,
not one time.
No pressure, and like you're saying, it was really a pedestrian showing for Patrick Mahomes, and which to me brings in the conversation where we talk about Brady versus Mahomes. How many different wide receivers combos did Brady have? Exactly. And guys that he had, maybe Hall of Famers at the end of their career, and he somehow got over that hump. You know, because one of the things I heard Brady say on I believe it was the Rich Eisen show or someone like that, or no, it was on ESPN. He said, I studied 2 weeks of Kansas City's defense whenever he played against them in the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. He said, I knew every leg twitch, every shoulder move. I knew when they were blitzing. I knew when they weren't blitzing. He said, I knew everything about that defense. And, you know, that's why you play the games. You know, everybody was like, KC is a lock. Oh, Saquon Barkley ain't going to do nothing, all this stuff. You know, Jalen Hurts isn't top 10. And then all of a sudden what happens? Jalen Hurts goes out there, has a great game. Flip the script. That's why you play. That's why you don't just give a trophy away. You've got to earn it.
Exactly.
You got to earn it.
Exactly.
BTA, just go ahead and say it, Wes.
Y'all are going to say that I'm a hater, but I'm okay with it. Congratulations to the Eagles, but this still helps me personally. In my view, this still doesn't prove anything to me about Jalen Hurts. Because this game was not difficult.
No.
This game was not a difficult game.
That's my statement about Jalen Hurts. So, like, as you know, we had Doe on the show a long time.
Shout out to Doe and all the Eagles fans.
He's an Eagles fan. So shout out to you and your Super Bowl. Y'all won. You know, but this doesn't prove nothing for me from Jalen Hurts' standpoint. It's like he was like, is Jalen Hurts now a top 2 quarterback? And I was like, no.
Top 2 and no.
I was like, no. I was like, bro, no, dude, no. Like,
top 2, no.
He has a defense. Like, he has a top probably two defenses. Like, if you think about it, that defense was crazy. You might say they're the best defense in the league. But
you can argue that.
You can argue that.
No, they have the best roster in football.
Yeah. I mean, you can argue that they just have the best defense in the league. So, like, and I was telling him that, like, it's easier for quarterbacks to perform when they have a great defense.
Now, even though I agree with you, it doesn't put him like in a quote-unquote top-tier quarterback mode. He still had to go out there and perform.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
And, because the only other time he was in the title game, he got benched. Tua went in there, and he hasn't won a title.
Mm-hmm.
No, he was in a title game. He played Patrick Mahomes.
And what did he do? What did he do by chance?
That was his previous Super Bowl. This is a Super
He
Bowl.
just running out the pocket and dropped the ball off like it was a newspaper.
He fumbled the first.
That's true. That's true.
So,
that's true.
So he's played in big games, man. This is the first time he's actually showed out and showcased that big game.
But to go against that KC defense, though, too, because KC's defense is what helped them win all those real tight games. True. It wasn't their offense; it was their defense that kept them in those games.
But no defense can play well. No defense can play well if you're on the field for most of the game.
That's true.
So with those early interceptions with Patrick Mahomes put that defense out, and they're tired. They're exhausted. You saw Chris Jones on the side.
Exhausted.
Yeah, he was exhausted. Like the defense was on the field, and Nick Sirianni, being a smart play caller that he is, he wasn't letting them get off the field early. He wasn't trying to go deep first. He was literally nitpicking at them, making sure they have to be on the field for a very long time.
The one bomb to Schmitty, that was like
lights out right there.
Of the game.
Yep.
That was about it. I mean, AJ scored a touchdown. Saquon didn't really do too much.
He didn't. He wasn't as effective. But man, how about that Cooper DeJean? I mean, I didn't even know he was a basketball player, like superstar when he played high school.
Yeah, he did.
That dude. And I didn't realize how young he looked. I'm like, that kid just came off the middle school field, it looked like to me.
Baby.
I know a guy dropped a $10 prop bet on him scoring a pick six. He won $3,500.
Wow.
Just by chance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
The Eagles, they don't have to add much. And that's the scary part.
That is true.
Next year, they don't have to add much.
No, they don't.
They're going to lose Sweat. He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
He's
probably gonna be gone.
He's gone, but they're gonna be able to try to Bang. They're gonna probably resign him. They don't have to resign AJ. They don't have to resign Smith. They don't have to resign Hurts. They don't have to resign.
Everybody's
Saquon.
locked in.
They have a lot of players locked in, and a lot of those corners are rookies, so they better make use for their time because
they got the 2-3 year run.
Yeah,
and
the moment they have to pay those rookies, the rookie corners, they got to choose one.
That's it.
They had to choose one or the other.
Well, shout out to the Eagles. Congrats on the Super Bowl, and thank y'all for giving the Saints Kellen Moore. Let's move on.
Y'all are in cap hell. What is he going to do to get you out of cap hell?
Wes,
the scariest thing.
Wes, we have to move on.
Going to the Chiefs next year.
Wes, we have to move on.
You brought up y'all. Right, y'all are a negative $100 million in the cap. Remember that, Saints fan.
Mind you,
Will. I just want to
remind y'all.
Make sure you scratch all this from the tape. Okay,
I just want to remind the fans that the season's been ended. He's now past the Super Bowl, and yet Evan is still went to go ball.
He said he was going to. No.
What was the what was the bet?
It was the Falcons winning division.
All right, so.
The Falcons not winning division?
No, the Buccaneers did.
The Bucks did,
brother,
yeah.
So he doesn't have to go ball no more.
Nope.
That is insane.
It's not. I don't have to look in the mirror in the morning. Okay, I enjoy the view.
All right, Willard, let's make sure we scratch that from the tape. Anyway, so Brett, so obviously Astros, right? So let's talk about the season. So let's just address the elephant in the room that happened last night. Alex Bregman, the saga has finally come to an end. Boston Red Sox 3 for 120. What was everybody's reaction?
This guy's a moron. We've been saying this for weeks.
Why couldn't we done that?
Dan Brown is a moron.
Well, I think we didn't do it because there's no way they were going to pay Bregman $40 million, because he is, whether he's a cornerstone or not of this team and been there every step of the way, he's in these declining years, and I just don't see Jim Crane paying that much money. Now, he did pay that to Justin Verlander.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, but Justin Verlander, I don't know. A pitcher like him is a little bit more tough to replace. At the same time, I think they offered him, I think, the best offer, that 6-year deal.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
actually had heard that remember you heard the rumors about them upping the offer. There wasn't really an upping of the offer. It was a 7th year that was a vesting option. So he had to achieve certain things in years 1 through 6
Right.
to get that 7th year. Kind of like Verlander's last year was dependent on him getting 131 innings, and he didn't come close to that. So, look, I hate to see him gone, because I'll tell you this. I was living in Louisiana when he was on the LSU Tigers. And when we came back to Texas, I remember telling my son, he was real young at the time, he was our favorite player, him and Aaron Nola, they were roommates. I said it'd be really cool if the Astros drafted Alex Bregman. Had no idea that we were going to draft Alex Bregman.
Right.
But those two guys, Bregman and Tucker, in the same draft, top 5 picks, both gone in the same season. I think he's going to ball out in Boston. I don't think it makes Boston a contender. I think it makes them more competitive.
Yeah.
But, man, they got the Orioles. And let me tell you, when I hear from up north, the Yankees are pissed off. They're mad because Soto left. They're mad because they feel like they didn't show up in the World Series, and they're coming like a angry person. And so
I still don't think
that
Boston
East
can win their division.
Well, they were 81-80 last year, right? They were like one game or 1 or 2 games over 500.
Nah, I mean, the Orioles gonna have their division probably, I think, for the next 2 years, because this year, including this upcoming year and next
You
year.
think they will beat the Yankees?
Yeah, I was about to say, you think they'll beat
Well,
the Yankees?
well, the Orioles got to figure out how to win in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
That's their problem.
Yeah, that's all. But they're young, bro.
True.
Richmond is nice. Castle is nice. What's the
Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah,
Gunnar
Gunnar
Henderson.
Henderson.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, they let
Jackson
go,
Holiday.
Yeah.
and
Nice.
They let go of Santander for Jackson Holiday.
Santander. Yeah.
So like, and Jackson, they also have the night. What's that pitcher name? Robinson, and he's an up and coming starting.
Felix
pitcher,
Bautista's
bro.
a mountain of a man on that
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
mound.
Like,
Jesus Christ.
They're really the team to beat in the what are they in the
AL
East?
The AL East,
They're the team to be in the AL East. I think the Orioles got it next year. I'll be scared. I'm kind of scared of that team and what they can do.
Well, you brought up Kyle Tucker earlier. So we talked about this before. Obviously, we understand that the Astros had to make a move now because Juan Soto set an entirely different atmosphere.
Yes.
So I understand it, but why that trade? Because apparently supposedly the Phillies had an offer for Castellanos and Alec Baum. So why do you feel the Astros chose the Cubs offer instead of other options?
Well, I think because Alec Baum, he only had 1 year, and then he's a free agent. And Alec Baum is with Scott Boras. And Alec Baum is going to want between $275 and $300 million. I don't know that he's worth that. Now, is he a good player? Yes. Castellanos, good Philly guy. I don't know that he works in Houston. I just don't know. I think at where he is in his career, maybe you get him 2 or 3 years before, maybe right off the Reds, off of his Red success. Maybe I'm a little bit more. But the Astros, from what I understand, wanted one of their top 2 prospects, and I believe House was the guy's last name. There's like a pitcher, one of their pitching prospects, and they weren't willing to come off prospects. Right. The reason why the Cubs makes the most sense, and Dana Brown stated the other day, I had a friend invite me to the season ticket holder town hall, which I'm not a season ticket holder. I'm a teacher by day, so I don't have that kind of jack. But Dana Brown said we traded 1 year of service for 12 years of service. And he said 2 different times, he said Cam Smith is an aircraft carrier. And I saw the pictures of him next to Bryce Matthews, and he made Bryce Matthews look like he was still in high school. Cam Smith is a mountain of a man. You got Paredes, who's a great poolside hitter, who I believe is going to hit 30 to 35 plus home runs at Dyken Park. My bad.
It's still Minute Maid. It's still Minute Maid. You're fine. You're
then
fine.
Hayden Wesneski, who actually had the opportunity to interview at a pitching camp before he left for spring training. They're going to turn him into a starter. The Cubs weren't using him properly. So you got your 5th starter. You got your starting third baseman. And Cam Smith, they said they're not going to wait too long for this kid. I mean, you're probably going to see him jump from high A to triple A in a few months. He may not come up this year, but, dude, you've got a superstar. And they said in Minute Maid Park, they see him hitting 30-plus home runs for multiple seasons. You're talking about one of the top 10, top 15 players in the league. That's what the Astros are saying. So I like it. I hate missing Tucker. But what if? What if Papa Crane changes the script a little bit and he pulls in Aroldis Chapman like the Yankees did with the Cubs? Remember when they let Aroldis Chapman go for a season and then brought him back? I mean, I'm not saying we're going to pay that money, but can you imagine if Kyle Tucker came back after we let him go? I'm just saying that would be, of course, I'm always positive, always Stros.
Right.
So that's how I rock,
How you feeling, Wes?
That's how I felt about Springer. Exactly what you just said. That's what I was hoping was going to happen with Springer, but it just never happened. My problem with the Astros currently is just the pitching rotation still makes me nervous. Because every year it looks like we've gotten better, and then every year everybody gets hurt. Like year after year after year. And I don't know what the solution is at this point.
Well, I think just today an article came out that Valdez has been they haven't even approached him about an extension. Like the Astros haven't even approached him about an extension.
Can't blame him.
So like, what are we doing with our pitching rotation? Like I know we got Hunter Brown, we got Ari Getty, but other than that,
we still got Blanco, lights out to me. So yeah.
Well, and this is the argument I would make for signing Valdez. Number one, if you're a baseball team, especially this year where you are in the cap area, if you don't have to sign a guy, you don't have to sign the guy. Like, everybody's like, what about these extensions of these rookies? Well, why would you do that when you can get away with paying them $2 million or $3 million as a club? And now as a fan, it infuriates us because we want to see these long-term extensions. But then you look at guys like Rendon. Dude just now decided, my back's hurting.
My hips
hurting. And my hips hurt. Now I got to have hips. I'm like, dude, you just need to retire from life. Like, you just can't even, can you even walk anymore?
He's a full bench kid if you didn't know that.
Bro, he just raping the Angels.
I just wish I could figure out how to get 275 and not work, right?
Bro,
I mean,
$275 million.
Getting all that money.
And not
I wonder
if y'all seen when somebody asked him, he's like, when are you coming back? He said, me no speak English.
Oh, yeah, he said, me no speak English.
I wonder if him and Joel Embiid are maybe somewhere down the line they're ancestrally connected.
Oh my God!
Because he's like the Joel Embiid of MLB. But anyways, I digress. Get back on track. But I think Fromber is the pitcher that you go after and give him an extension. And the reason is because he'll give you 175 to 200 innings every year. He's not hurt. He may have a meltdown here or there, but I don't think psychologically fits in any other clubhouse. He knows the culture. He's made a name for himself. La Grasa, the flow, all that stuff. And now with Yainer Diaz having his second full season, Yainer loves Fromber Valdez. I talked to Yainer 2 weeks ago at the TriStar show, and he said he's excited about this pitching staff. He likes what he sees. I think Fromber's that guy that they give that extension to. The only problem is they gave it to Lance. He got injured. They gave that extension to Montero, who, mark my words, I think he's going to have a comeback year. And then Abreu. So you got all that dead money, which makes you a little shy spending that money out there. So if he has too good of a year, he's going to have a high price tag. But I'm telling you, I believe in Hunter Brown.
I do too.
I
believe in Hunter Brown. Spencer Arrighetti, let's see how he does his second year. Ronel Blanco, dude's been working. I've been talking with him all off season. I think he's in a good headspace, and I think Wisniewski, nobody's got expectations on him. I think that's in a perfect place for him. Yeah. So I'm not as concerned as the starting rotation as some. Now, is it the most solid starting five, top to bottom? No, it's not. But I think our real concerns are in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And how thin it is. Not who we have in there.
But how thin it is.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. So, sticking with pitching, what pitcher are y'all most excited for coming into this year?
Hunter Brown.
Hunter.
Yeah, this is his, I feel like this is
his year to break
ace
out.
season. Prove that you can be the ace.
Yeah.
See that you could take over the pitching rotation of the team.
We need you to.
We need somebody.
Somebody got to carry this staff.
Like Valdez can give you those innings, but I feel like he's almost on his way out.
In a way,
he can't give you those strong performances like he used to. Even though baseball, you can play for 15 years, so you know what I mean. But right now I feel like if you could pass the torch to Hunter Brown and see if Hunter Brown can become that ace, because I see a lot of young. What's the guy that just left?
The lefty pitcher?
No,
Presley.
No, Verlander. I see a lot of the young Verlander.
Oh, okay.
And Hunter Brown. So if we can get Hunter Brown to be our ace, I think that can really be nice to work out for us.
Wes?
Mine was Hunter Brown as well. Like, somebody has to carry the staff. You need an ace to truly step up and kind of step to the forefront. Mm-hmm. At a certain point, every great team has a true ace where you can hand them the ball and say, we need to snap this 4-game losing streak. Get us a win. And I think he's more than capable of doing that.
Yeah. And he figured out some things about what he was doing. You know, before he came up, he was in AAA and he just could not spot his off-speed pitches. And after he was selected, I've shared this on Locked On Astros a couple times, and I've shared with y'all. I was at Constellation Field before game, talking with the different players here and there, and Hunter Brown and I were talking, and he had just been elected to the Futures game, him and Yainer Diaz, this new catcher that just came over from Cleveland. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, Hunter, congratulations on the Futures game. That's a really big honor. Like, that means you're the best of the best. Mm-hmm. And that was the year we won the World Series in 22. And you know what he said to me? He said, I appreciate it. But what I want to do is I want to be at Minute Maid Park helping the Houston Astros win a World Series. And what did he do? He did it. So fast forward to Fan Fest the next year, going through, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a fan today. I don't want to be a reporter. I don't want to be a media guy. I want to be a fan. Mm-hmm. So I went through the autograph lines. Was there with my son. And I saw Dusty Baker sitting next to Hunter. I said, Dusty, what do you think of Hunter Brown? He goes, he's a champion. I said, I got a story for you, Dusty. He said, what's your story? So I told him that story with Hunter Brown. He goes, he's a good kid, ain't he? Yeah. like Dusty loved that. I said, dude, he manifested y'all's World Series before y'all even were in the playoffs. And,
True.
And so Hunter Brown, I think, has it. Hunter Brown is he's very dialed in. He's very serious. He's a student of the game, and he wants to have his own success. But I will tell y'all, someone to look for to come up to the major leagues and make an impact in this bullpen is a guy named Logan Van Wy.
I feel like I've heard of that.
Logan Van Wy was 9-1 as a starter last year, 26 years old, big body pitcher, can throw gas. This guy's going to come up and have some key relief pitch innings. Before he makes it to the big ballpark, you need to check him out in Sugarland because the dude can throw gas.
Definitely will.
Yeah, so we definitely got to make our way to I was about to say they're not the Skeeters anymore.
No, Space Cowboys.
Space Cowboys.
Space Cowboys. So with Ryan Presley leaving, last year Josh Hader really started off slow. I mean, all of us were real critical of that and concerned, right? Like 5 for 95. I'm like this is the Josh Hader that we're getting. What are you expecting now with Ryan Presley gone? Obviously, you still have Abreu there, but what is your expectation for Josh Hader?
Well, Josh Hader has admitted that he didn't like the season he had last year. Yeah. He knew he underperformed. Mm-hmm. And that's the crapshoot in baseball or in sports when you pay a guy that much money. Now, he has been, quote-unquote, the best closer. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe some of the Presley – I don't know if there was drama. Presley doesn't seem like a loud guy about how he feels. Looks like he more internalizes stuff. Right. But that could have had an effect psychologically in the back of his mind because it's just like a kicker, right? We know a certain kicker down there on Kirby who is nails, but like all of a sudden forgot how to kick a football in the most important games of the season. But the same thing we do with closers, right? Closers, because what? Yeah. So closers can go 40 saves in a row, right? Go 40 saves in a row. And below 2 saves, key saves, and what does everybody talk about? They talk about the 2 blown saves.
Correct.
And so I think Hader's figured some things out. Abreu is a great setup man, could one day be the closer, is a stud back there. And look, I think you can bring in Forrest Whitley as a one-inning specialist like you did in
Forrest Whitley's nice.
In AAA last year. He doesn't throw his 100 and 102, but he was solid and he stayed healthy. And I talked to him recently. He's excited about the season, and he knows this is his last shot. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have any options. They can't send him back down to the minors. He's either on the club or he's out.
Yeah.
Correct. And so I think if you put Wesley on that back end, I'm sorry, Whitley, or you could even put Caleb Ort. Caleb Ort can throw 101, 102. So you got that gas in the back end, and I think they're going to be okay. I think Presley's in decline mode.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know
fair to
that
say,
Presley being here another year
would have been beneficial.
That's why I was like, why'd you take so long to okay this?
Yeah.
The way there's no trade clause. I'm like, okay, number one, you got demoted.
Right.
Number two, they talked about you being traded before they talked to anybody else. I'd be like, y'all don't want me here. Look, honey, I know you grew up here, but we got a bolt.
Yeah,
We have overstayed our welcome.
And ironically, he went to Chicago with Kyle
He
Tucker.
did.
So
Yeah, the
that's-
Chicago Cubs Stros.
Yeah. Willie, what are the people in the live saying?
Somebody said that they was glad you wore a hat so you could hide your hairline. That was one of your high school kids said that.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ.
It's in
guys.
there. I seen it.
Man, hairline jokes.
I know.
Hey, look, LeBron.
Y'all need to go to sleep.
Look,
Who do y'all think the Astros need to go for? Like random. Like who do y'all think would be a great addition to the team if we just make a random splash for?
A random splash?
It doesn't even matter if it could be
I
a
got to
young
think about
guy,
that.
an old
Random
guy.
splash to
Random
help
splash.
this-
I got to think about that one.
It could be an
That would be some type
outfielder,
of
first
pitching.
baseman.
Well,
pitching.
I would think, they definitely want another left-handed bat. And I know they got this Guillermo, Luis Guillermo. I think that's how you say his name. But I still like the idea of bringing in Verdugo.
That's who I was thinking
Now
of.
Verdugo,
yes.
and I talked to a
Yes.
friend of mine. He said he's his favorite guy
Verdugo.
to interview in the visiting clubhouse. He said he gets a bad rap. He kind of comes across like when you look at him, he just kind of looks like a punk. I mean, some people just got that look, right? I mean, I look like a guy that doesn't fight. He kind of looks like a punk that would fight, but I've heard in the clubhouse he's great. I heard he's got good energy. He's one of the dudes. And I mean, you lost your DJ again. I mean, we got to quit losing. We got to if you're going to be a DJ in the clubhouse, you can't leave. You got to stay.
Yeah.
We lost Springer. We lost Tucker. I didn't know Tucker was a DJ.
That shocked me.
That dude
I didn't
is
know that
low key
either.
a party animal.
Kyle Tucker
know?
as the DJ. I just couldn't. I can picture Springer doing it.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
picture Springer.
And you know Kyle Tucker was throwing out songs that we probably never knew he even knew existed.
That is
Hey,
true. He
that's
did
right.
have a Joyner Lucas
Hey,
walk-up
hey,
song.
is
I
it
was like,
Houston?
what? Like Joyner Lucas?
And the question is, does his mama know what song he was playing? Because darn well his mom's like, what?
That's true. That is true.
Evan, who would you say?
I mean, I was actually thinking of Verdugo too. So he actually.
I mean,
took the
I
words right
wanted
out of my mouth.
Profar, guys. I wanted Profar. I really did. He was that guy when he came up. I was like, this dude's gonna be a stud, and then he just didn't. And then last year he had that rise. I'm like, let's get a guy on a late rise. I mean, he's having fun, and is there anybody else out there floating around though, like hitting wise? Because they keep saying they need a left-hand bat. Now Dana's like, we need more pitching. I'm like,
There's nobody really out there floating around.
Not
But
right
I
now.
want to go make a trade. I want to
Because
make
the
a random
Padres
splash.
just signed a pitcher yesterday or day before.
Yeah,
don't care.
I can't think of his name, but I saw that last night.
I just want to make it like a real random splash. I don't even care if for somebody like Dylan Cruz or somebody like that. Like let's go for somebody like him. You know
Dylan
Dylan
Cruz,
Cruz is
yeah.
okay, yeah. Like let's go for somebody like that, like a young prospect batter who can really just go out there and bat and just put the ball. I mean, we tried that with Pena. I don't think Pena is gonna pay out. I like Pena, but like his in season.
I don't know if his bat is ever gonna.
Like I don't know if he's
there.
gonna find the ball again. I don't know. Like and he got the world. He got the World Series.
World Series MVP.
Yeah, I think he's like the youngest World Series MVP too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like he you could say that's promising, but ever since then his bat has not found the ball the way it needs to.
That's true.
I want a for sure bat. I think that's what I want from the Astros. I want somebody like Altuve is getting old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yordan is hurt
All the
like
time.
nearly 40% of the season. And
I did want
want a for sure
Corbin
bat.
Burns.
I like him.
I
did-
like Corbin Burns.
I did
do
want
like
Corbin Burns because he was a free agent this year, and I was texting my friend Willie because I think he was on Baltimore last year. I don't remember where he signed to this year, but I was like, hey man, Corbin Burns.
I would like for us to go look
and we
for
didn't
a
get him.
prospect like Dylan Cruz, like somebody who's a for sure bat.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other kid? Wyatt Langford, like that kid out of Florida. Like man, like that kid was.
Langford.
But the way the Stros are
he played for the
structured
Rangers.
now,
Yeah, I was about to say he plays for the Rangers. Yeah.
isn't the way the team's structured? It's pretty much structured to be a pitching and defense heavy team. The way the team is currently structured, like we gave away the electric home runs and all that. Now he's stealing bases, playing defense.
I hear
pitching.
you. I hear you on that, but I feel like the Astros have always been the best when they're scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back to where we've been best at.
Well, if you look at who we have, so like last year they hit 194 home runs on the season. Of course, you lost Tucker, you lost Bregman, but you gain a guy that's hit 30-plus home runs in Arizona and Christian Walker, who now has a field that he can just launch baseballs out of. You have Paredes, who's a crazy poolside hitter.
It's going straight to the Crawford boxes. I was about to say it's going straight to the
I
Crawford boxes.
I just think when you got those two guys, and if you got Yordan, the reason why now, from what they've made a hard turn left away from Altuve going to left field. Frono Valdez was asked today in the clubhouse, what do you think about Altuve playing left field? He basically like, that ain't happening. He's like, I know they talk. He goes, that ain't happening. Like, if Fromber says that ain't happening, that's sure as heck not happening.
It's not going to happen then.
But they've got Ben Gamble. They've got the other guys. I think what's going to happen is you're going to give a chance for Melton to come up, Pedro Leon if he can figure out and not strike out all the time, or even, just one of these young guys coming up, Ben Gamble. That's why I wanted Jason Hayward back, because he was a left-handed bat. I think veteran presence, offers a lot to the clubhouse. Great clubhouse guy. So I just think we got to see who's going to garner left field, because you don't want Yordan out there too much. But then again, he hits almost 80 to 100 points higher on average when he's playing.
I think he's our highest on base percentage, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
But that's also including walks. Christian Walker, I don't think his high on base percentage is nowhere near as good. I think he's going to be a big swing or miss guy. You know what I mean? Like either he's swinging for fences or a double, or he's going right back to the dugout.
Now Paredes has a decent
has a decent on base percentage.
Yeah.
He has a good eye for the ball. I think he has a better eye for the ball than Christian Walker. But I just want somebody like a Luis or Reyes, like who's just gonna go out there. You're scared, like you're gonna end up a pitcher is gonna end up pitching 7 pitches almost against him every time.
Yeah.
Because the simple fact is Luis or Reyes. Like I have the best one, the best eyes in the game. I want to.
And he's kind of been on the block. He's kind of been the Padres.
I would go for Luis Reyes, because that guy, he is almost like for sure going to get.
Do you think because I've heard they could look at moving Dubon. If you move
that's
Dubon,
our utility guy, man.
But if you move Dubon, this Luis guy coming in, they actually are really high on him. And if you bring him in to be that utility person, then you've got, we can't forget about Caratini. Our catching position is sneakily strong, because you got Caratini that offers defense, but he can play 3 or 4 positions. And Caratini, dude, I was at his walk-off hit, his walk-off games. I saw him perform under pressure. And so
there's just no way that I think the Padres just let Luis Reyes go, right?
They've been real quiet this offseason.
I don't
he's
all
quiet.
bat, no glove. He's all bat, no glove. They say his defense. No, I would take that bat. You know what I say? Altuve, go to left field, or you know what, Luis, go to outfield.
Yeah, I'll take that bat. That bat of Luis finds the ball. It's almost like a guarantee. He has I think one year he almost led the lead in like almost 40, batting almost a 40%. It's like, how do you almost bat a 40?
Yeah.
When people are sitting there
throwing like 102, 103s. Yeah.
Now, so how are you batting almost a 40 when these guys are like, so obviously this guy has a king to hitting the ball. Let's get this guy out right after Altuve. Right before Yordan. He gets on base, Yordan hits another double.
We're good to go. Yeah.
The score, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think we should, that's one of the things I think we should go for, is something like a high on base percentage guy.
Yeah. With the Astros currently structured, do you guys think they can still win the division?
I think they can win the division.
Yeah.
I think
Seattle didn't make any
Seattle was
moves.
very
Okay,
disappointing.
I don't know.
Is the
Let's
Rangers.
be honest.
That
let's be
was
honest.
disappointing.
All right,
Yeah.
let's be honest. The only team that we worry about in the
Is the
division
Rangers.
is the Rangers.
Is the Rangers.
The Rangers.
And the Rangers always self-melt down. At some point in the season, they
They already started self-destructing at the end of last season.
Exactly. At some point in the season, they end up self-destructing. So we just have to capitalize. Like, we have to be winning games when they're self-destructing.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this, and I don't think they're going to compete for the division, but the Athletics literally got nothing to lose. And they got Lawrence Butler, and they got Brent Rooker.
And they still have Mason
Let me tell
Miller,
y'all,
right?
if y'all don't know about Lawrence Butler, y'all better find out about this man. You better do your homework because this kid can play.
Mm-hmm.
He is a solid player. Brent Rooker, solid player.
Brent Rooker is a solid
And then-
he's the A's best player.
And then their
Absolutely.
closer, Mason or whatever.
Miller.
No.
Y'all was
they
gonna say
had-
Mason
they had
Miller.
an
Mason
opener.
Miller.
They had an opener last year, starting pitcher. Oh my God, what was his name? Did he get traded from there?
Well, I know they signed Luis Severino, which, get this, was their largest free agent contract in Oakland A's history. Their largest free agent contract. Isn't that insane?
That is insane.
Yes, Luis Severino was their largest. So I think the A's are going to give people troubles. I think the A's are going to win more games than we give them credit. And I don't know how Pacoda projects Seattle to be second in the division, the Astros to be third. Now, if that's just off of pitching, I get that. But, I mean, unless Julio Rodriguez, puts that team on his
Yeah, I'm
back.
gonna say, Julio's gonna have to go crazy.
And then if Seattle fans will quit saying that we would trade Yordan for I wouldn't trade Yordan for Julio.
absolutely not.
Would you
No.
trade Yordan for Julio?
No.
Oh, they
Absolutely.
traded it. I was thinking Paul Blackburn, but they had Paul Blackburn was a nice pitcher for the A's. He was going out there and winning games for the A's almost every.
So
time
they're
he
gonna be
won.
Sacramento A's.
Yeah. Because that stadium won't be
Oh, for
ready
right
till,
now,
what,
yes.
2027?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
Sacramento A's, and then Tampa may be moving to Orlando or something. I mean,
They don't want to rebuild that. They don't want to
no,
rebuild
that stadium
especially,
got.
I was gonna say, especially after that hurricane.
Oh, that was
they're
sad
not
because they
doing it.
set it up as a relief shelter,
And then it got blown- just got blown through.
And we, of course, in Houston, we know all about that.
Yeah,
We know all about that, man. 2017, I tell people all the time, the reason why 2017 is so special to me is because my team said, we're going to do this for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the whole city come together, people from all walks of life, helping people that they
JJ
would
Watt.
never help. JJ Watt, but even just common folks like you and I, like going to neighborhoods we never go to help
Mm-hmm.
people out. And so, yeah, we know all about those struggles in Tampa, man. I feel for that team. I feel for that city because they're starting out playing in the Yankees spring training facility, which I hear is nice, but it's
The
not a
Yankees
major league
spring
ballpark.
training.
And it's the
Yankees
Yankees.
spring
They're
training.
their nemesis.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness. It's not like a college nearby or
Yeah,
something.
is
It's
there-
like
is there
a-
something else
Like
around the
Florida-
way?
didn't
Like
Florida State have a stadium
Something.
or the Gators? Or,
Florida State have to play.
Oh, my goodness.
Lord have mercy.
I mean,
Does
the
anybody
A's
say
are
anything in the
gonna-
comments, Will, other than bashing on me? Okay.
You know what I actually think
Huh?
moving forward?
Okay.
Moving forward, the A's, man, when they get to Vegas, they're going to take off because of them being in Vegas.
You think so?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
You're going to want to go play in Vegas. You're
Well,
going to want to play.
I don't think nobody's gonna be good in Vegas. It's the what you do after a game in Vegas. You go have a game, you probably partying up. You know what I mean? And like you're not. I don't think those guys like when you go in Vegas. I don't think they take care of their bodies well. They worry about partying. Like I'm
That
in Vegas.
depends on the type of team you get.
The
though.
Raiders
Depends
have
type
been
of team and what
the
type of
Raiders
player
been
you
in
are.
Vegas how long?
The Raiders have been terrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna
since
say the
like
Raiders have been terrible for a while.
2006.
So
I get you.
Isn't Tom Brady part owner?
He
he
is.
is.
Do you think he's going to change that culture at all?
I think it'd be more Pete Carroll than Tom.
I
Brady.
think he's.
I can see
You think more Pete Carroll?
I think he's
Makes
more
sense.
in the money in it for the money than.
Well, yeah, he just bought a bunch of card shops I saw today.
Yeah. He
I'm
sold
like,
his
man,
house.
come on, Tom Brady.
Tom,
Brady.
you don't
Like,
need the
come
money,
on.
brother. Come on now. You do not need that.
I ain't never heard a rich person say they don't need more money.
That's true.
You
That's
will
true.
never hear
I
that.
never
I
said
mean,
they
you're
had
not lying,
enough,
man.
right?
Oh.
They never said they had enough.
You are not lying, Wes. You're not lying.
Telling y'all, man, when the NBA team is the one I'm concerned about going to Vegas.
Look, LeBron is
Baseball,
the owner.
football, cool. Basketball, it's not gonna end well.
Goat James is
There'd
gonna
be
be
a
the
lot of
owner.
VIP rooms.
A lot. Y'all don't want that. No.
So my last question, and of course, I mean, if y'all have questions too, do you guys feel that the Astros championship window has come to a close?
Championship window.
I do.
Well,
I think they have to reopen it with figuring out what their future is going to be after this year.
Well, they just
Now
lost
their
tonight.
playoff window, I think, is still open, but championship window, I mean, yeah, I mean, because look what happened in LA. I mean, they have got a super team. They've got, I mean, this is the modern day version of Thanos, but not being defeatable.
Yeah.
But if the Dodgers don't win 135 or 160 games and lose 2 and sweep the playoffs, then I'm sorry, it's an abject failure. But to be honest about the Astros, I think the championship window is closed temporarily, but I think they stay competitive this year. Mm-hmm. I think they retool some. Let's see what happens after this year, because then we've got another collective bargaining agreement.
Yep.
What's going to happen there? We're hearing rumors about a salary cap that the owners want, but the players don't want it.
Yeah, because I'm saying baseball doesn't have a salary cap.
It sounds like baseball can't afford another work stoppage.
No, it
No,
can't.
no,
It
no,
just started regrowing.
Yeah.
So you can't stop the momentum now.
You can't. I mean, so I think the window has closed. I thought the window was going to stay open through like 2027. I mean, I'm so optimistic. Sometimes I'm too optimistic. And I've learned that. But yeah, reality I think has set in a little bit.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty close. Unless we try to mortgage the future for right now, but I don't think that's the right move.
Or if we make a move before the deadline, then I mean that can obviously change the whole swing
thing.
of things too.
And I think like if we're in the thick of things, we're leading, and we have guys that could complement that could go to another team that maybe isn't contending, and they have a star player we can bring over. I don't mind, but man, I really wish Kikuchi would have stayed in Houston, man.
Me too.
I
He was
really
really
now
good.
I don't know
Me
if he's going to
too.
repeat what he did last year, but I've
he's with
never
the
seen.
Angels.
Yeah.
And someone's like, he's probably not going to do what he did in
He's
Houston.
not. He's not.
He might get traded again.
He might.
He might get traded again.
He might.
It's possible.
Definitely possible.
Journeyman.
Man, that sucks. That really sucks.
Sorry to bring that up. I was just like thinking about that the other day. I saw in an Angels uniform, like, man, you couldn't keep him.
Yeah,
you
right.
Keep him. It's like, oh, we got a new Japanese company owning the stadium. That's for Kikuchi. I'm like, man, those players don't care about that.
Change it back to Minute Maid. Just
Yeah, for real, man. Or you know what? I like the ballpark at Union Station. That's what they called it when it first opened. It was
I
the
like
ballpark
that.
at Union Station.
I like that.
Yep. And that's what the Rangers called the ballpark at Arlington, is what it was called originally.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, screw the corporation. Screw the corporate
The way
groups.
the Rangers built that new ballpark is ridiculous when the roof is open. It's so hot. Oh my God. It's so hot.
Yeah.
Steaming.
Like, I don't get it. Just tilt it the other it would whatever. It's fine.
But, hey, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think this new president coming in for the Texans is going to – do you think they're going to build a new SoFi-type stadium?
I hope
Because I'm hearing they brought him in with the prospect of possibly looking at
Thanks.
his,
So no more NRG, huh?
yeah.
But the way the
I don't care
stadium's
about the
built,
Texans.
isn't
You
it
don't?
connected
Close
to
fan.
everything?
Okay. Oh,
is
you are?
connected
Okay,
to that area.
In a way, yeah.
Well, I say
how would you
you
redo
clean.
it?
Well, you just got to clean the ground, man.
Yeah.
I grew up in the Astrodome.
Yeah.
You got to blow that thing
Well,
up.
I mean, there is a big ass piece of land right across the freeway.
It is.
That used to be Astroworld.
But
So-
I've heard it's a Superfund site. I've heard there's a lot of toxic waste in that ground.
Oh,
Well,
That's
leave
what
that
I've
there.
heard. I've heard from people that used to work there.
Oh, well,
There's a
there you
reason
go.
why we didn't
Right
rebuild.
there.
Well, there's Astroworld, ladies.
Yeah.
Man, so
I tell my kids, Astroworld is not a concert. Astroworld was an event. It was a lifestyle.
Yes,
But
it
that's
was
the
a
problem.
lifestyle.
I don't know how they would redo it. I really do not understand how they would redo it, restructure it, or how they would have to move it for it to make sense in the city.
Because the Astrodome is going to stay, obviously.
Yeah.
So like you have to build around it or find a totally new piece of land somewhere.
Yeah.
And where's that going to be at? In
Exactly.
Humble?
Yeah, in Humble, in the Woodlands, like Conroe,
terrible.
like
Well, I mean, the Cowboys don't even play in Dallas.
They don't.
that is true. They don't.
They went from Irvin to Arlington.
Yeah,
I'm like, at least y'all go to Plano or something. Like,
right.
Like,
Anyways.
the Cowboys are a whole nother mess. That's
So-
how you feel about the
so
Rockets
great.
right now?
the Rockets. You know what? I just think they're that. I think they're one piece away, man. I think I'm in Thompson.
Fox.
I think I'm in
Who
Thompson.
do you think that one piece would have been?
It's got to be Fox or it's got to be Booker.
Booker.
I'm high on Book.
I
it was
like
KD.
Booker.
I know you do. I know
I
you want
wish it
KD.
was
I don't know
KD.
why people were talking about Ben Simmons coming to Houston.
No.
That was terrible.
Hell no.
I saw Ben Simmons play one good year. That was at LSU.
Yeah.
That was at LSU. Great player in college, but now he don't want to get hit. Don't want to get fouled. Like he is.
He getting that
But
money.
I want
Yeah.
Booker. I'm glad Golden State got Butler.
So before
Yeah.
this, I was gonna say I told them both of these guys I think they should have got Butler because Butler's a veteran presence. He would have got.
Right, that's true.
He would have helped
That's
them.
true,
Probably
but-
prevailed them to get into that next level.
I don't know.
You don't know.
But-
But look at Butler balling right now.
Yeah,
But that
but
system
yeah,
works
balling.
for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
he
it
was
works for
balling.
him.
Ema's
Yeah.
system is not built for Jimmy Butler.
Well, you don't know that, man. Like
No,
you don't know that.
Well, but
Like,
other than Booker,
It's no reason.
Are
why
there-
Jimmy
there
Butler
players out
couldn't have
there?
been like Jason Tatum when he was on the
You mean Tatum that's a significantly better shooter, better leaper, a little bit
I
more
mean,
twitchy.
he was taking
and
mid-range
younger.
shots.
How about
Yeah,
that?
a lot
Yeah,
younger.
and younger.
That has nothing to do with system. Younger age don't have nothing to do with system. How
now
you
what
fit in the
about
system.
any of the guys that are in Boston? I thought Ime would be able to bring someone over, whether it was a
Jaylen
Tatum
Brown
or
or-
Jaylen Brown.
Nah, none of them guys leaving.
None of those guys?
Nah, they ain't leaving. No.
You just
Ain't
gotta
none of
let
them.
Jaylen Brown and give it 2 more years. One of them's gonna have to go. Give it.
Yep.
2.
I mean, ain't they both in contracts for like the next 4 years?
They're gonna ship Jaylen Brown up out of there.
I think so
It's
too.
coming.
So
It's
do you
coming,
think?
too.
So do you think? Okay, who stays longer? Amin Thompson, Alperen Şengün, or Jalen Green? Who stays? Who is?
Oh,
who
Sengun.
is?
Sengun.
Sengun.
Okay.
Sengun, and then a close second is going to be Thompson.
Thompson, yeah.
A
James
close
is
second
Thompson
is
is
Thompson.
expendable.
Gosh,
He's a monster.
Yes.
Jeez.
Also, you can't afford. It's harder to find a center than it is a guard. I feel like.
Well, that's true.
It is.
That's true.
It is.
especially
So-
in today's game.
It
Yeah,
is.
so like you can't afford to let Sengun just walk it because you can't. He's not as easy or replaceable as somebody like a guard. Like you have
Especially
guards.
And
that are
Şengün's
out there.
still getting better.
Yeah.
He's still getting better.
He's an all-star.
a-
With shout out to
Do you
Sengun.
think Jalen's
Yeah.
hit his ceiling?
I think Jalen keeps finding things about his game that he doesn't realize he has. Because one of the things I had never done until this year was actually this last year was look at Jalen Green in high school.
Dog.
Jalen Green in high school was
Man.
all world. But Jalen Green in high school when he got to the NBA was like everybody else.
Was
so
average,
now he has to improve his game and got to give him credit. He's gotten a lot of hate in this city. You got to give him credit. He continues to rise. But the question is, will he continue to rise and mature? And as long, look, man, I was told a long time ago, there's good players and there's great players. The great players are the good players who are able to get over their own mistakes and get past themselves. Jalen Green, if he continues to work on his game and continues to find ways to improve, he can be that guy.
I think
Is he
so,
going
too.
to be? Only time will tell.
Because the way
Only
the team is
time
set up, we
will
got
tell.
Only time will tell.
Because you
Which
got
I've been
Cam.
saying.
What are we gonna do with Cam? You got Tari. You
I don't
got
think we're going to keep
Jabari.
Cam, and I
Yeah.
don't think we're going to keep
you got
Tari.
Fred.
sadly.
You gotta have to make a decision on.
All right.
You got Dylan. It's a lot that the Rockets have. Gonna have to make a move.
I was wanting more Reed pointers this year with Reed Shepard.
man.
you know.
And I've been wanting him to go to the G League, and he finally did. In his first game, he went for
40
50 or 49. Like, thank God.
This is a question from one of our longtime outside employees, JC.
JC, come on the pod, man. Come on.
He's in Odessa. He's coaching right now. He's
Oh, that's
coaching
right.
Track.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
coaching
yeah, that's
track.
right.
So
That's right.
He's a little bit busy. But he says, do we ever think that Cade Cunningham would be a top 5 player in the league?
I know I've been on the Pistons
Absolutely.
bandwagon
You
think
all
so? Wait.
year.
You say that.
Like
You
right
say-
now or
No.
in the future?
In the future.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so you say that. You say that, but I want you to think of the list of all young guys that's also with him.
Okay, so give me the list.
Tatum,
Okay.
Shea,
Shea, yes.
Luka, Wemby,
Luka.
Anthony Edwards.
Okay. Yeah.
So you think he can surpass those 5 guys?
Yeah, I think he can surpass one or two of them
Thinking
with the right team around
I think
him.
I think he can surpass one.
And not to mention, we got Booker, who's still young.
Booker is never be top 5.
I mean, but
No.
he has to surpass them though. Like you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? People, I think Booker's not going to ever be top 5, but people love Booker's game. For some reason, they call it a art of basketball. You know
I mean, have you seen his jump shot? It's pure.
I mean, it's nice, but like, see what I mean? It's pure. You see my point?
I'm not with the Devin Booker.
No. Well, I'm not saying that he's a top 5 player, but the way he plays, yes.
I'm just saying, like, that's literally my point. I was trying to.
You have Ja. You got people like that.
Ja.
That he has.
But injuries with Ja. LaMelo, injuries. So
I mean, Ja has that one injury, and he took that injury off because he knew he couldn't get no awards that year.
But even now, he's off and on with injuries.
Even now he got them to the second in the West as the Grizzlies.
And I hear you, but
So
I'm just saying,
if
we're going to talk about consistency, he's not always up there.
Cade can pass them boys up. Look at what he's doing in Detroit. With
I
would
would say that.
He's killing
I would
right
say
now in
that.
Detroit.
Cade is killing. I like Cade. He's probably one of my favorites.
He's an all-star. Shout out to Cade.
Yeah, right.
He is.
First-time
He
all-star.
definitely is.
Because where was he picked?
He was
one.
One.
Okay, he was one. Who was 2?
Jalen Green.
Jalen was
Jalen
2.
was two.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
and they were rivals growing up.
Yeah.
Right. They played against each other
in high school
circles.
and
High
everything.
school,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So like I know he just asked that question, but I don't know. When I think of people like Anthony Edwards, who's going to be in the league for quite a long time. You
Yes,
got to think
of
about
course.
Wemby, who's going to be in the league for a very long time.
Wemby.
You got to think about Shea's still going to be in the league for.
Shay's going to be MVP this year.
Now,
Exactly. Luka, who's still going to, you know what I mean? Like these guys are only.
Yeah.
Technically, I don't even know if he's better than Trae Young.
He's better than Trae Young.
But
He's bigger,
Exactly.
stronger, faster.
Hold on.
Exactly.
He's bigger, stronger, faster, better rebounder, can pass the ball,
Is
can
he
put the
better
ball
than
in the
Trae
bucket.
Young?
But
We're not about to do
Trae
this.
Young last night went for 38 and 19.
Exactly.
Against another 4-foot tall point guard in Jalen Brunson.
No, I
What
don't
are we
care.
talking about?
I don't care. Every time he steps foot in New York, what does he do?
He put New York on his back, boy. Oh, my God.
Come on, man.
It's ridiculous what he does to them Knicks fans. Oh, my God.
You're talking about what he did. You're talking about what Cade Cunningham doing with Pistons. You got to remember, Trae Young got them boys to Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. Okay, so how about this? If Cade can get them into the playoffs, and let's just say he gets them to the second round. Okay.
Is he better than Darius Garland already?
I think so.
Yes, he's a better player.
I think so. But does
Yes.
does he help his team like nah, hell yeah, he does.
Yeah, I'm about to say yes. You better look at his numbers.
Hell yeah,
Absolutely,
he
he does.
Yeah, hell yeah, he
Like at a
helps his
certain
team.
point, you got to start looking at the teams around these people.
I know,
Yeah.
no, guarantee fact. But Trae Young don't have nobody around him. So
When
I
he
look-
went to
when I
the
look at
Eastern
Trae
Conference
Young,
Finals, he had Clint
true.
Capella,
And Trae-
he had John Collins, he had Bogey, he had Kevin Herter. He actually had a nice little squad around him.
He did.
It
but
wasn't
he
just the
also
Trae
beat,
Young
He also
show.
beat the Celtics, and he beat like another team to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
He beat the 76ers. That was the team.
oh, that was the team. No, he beat another team.
It was the Knicks.
Okay. Then
Knicks,
he lost,
76ers,
and
and
he
then
lost to Celtics in the
he
Eastern
lost to-
Conference,
right.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And I think he took them to the Game 6.
No, it wasn't the Celtics. It was the Bucks that they lost to that year.
It was the Bucks.
It was
No,
the
yeah,
Bucks.
they beat the Celtics that year in the playoffs.
No. It was
No, they
it was the
didn't.
Knicks.
I remember it was the
76ers.
Knicks and the 76ers because that's when Ben Simmons passed the ball when he could have dunked it on Trae Young.
Yeah,
it was
that's
bad. It was bad, man.
So while he's looking this up, last question, so we can somewhat bring this in for a landing. We're all high on Shohei Ohtani.
Okay.
Do you feel that he's already in the GOAT conversation?
I mean, who else compares to him?
Baby,
I mean, you know, now one of the things I can't stand about baseball conversations is when people say, "Oh, you know, they played against peanut farmers." I'm like, well, who are they supposed to play against?
Right.
Like, it's not like you could transport them to the future. But
It's
if
like
you
the
take
Derek
someone,
Jeter argument.
Well, here's the thing: if you take the talent that Babe Ruth had and put it in the player today, that dude's probably hitting 80 home runs. That's where I think people get it mixed up. Shohei Ohtani is not only good for the game because of who he is and his character, but he's good for the game because he's defying what the coaches tell the players going up. Because when you get to a certain point, you're either a pitcher or a position player. True. You can't do both, right? Mm-hmm. And what do you do with that bat when you become a pitcher? You put it down on the ground, and what do pitchers always say? Man, I miss hitting. You know, what was that Greinke's biggest dream? I want to hit my 10th home run in the major leagues. He didn't get to do it. Mm-hmm. We're talking 10 home runs. This dude just went 50 for 50.
50 home runs.
I mean,
stolen bases.
he's got speed. He's got talent. And now, because of the rules in Major League Baseball, where you have to have guys identified either as a position player or a pitcher for roster purposes, he can be flipped between both. So, as much as I hate the Dodgers, gosh dang it, they have figured out the cheat code.
And somehow they got better over the offseason.
Because they backloaded that contract like that.
Yeah.
Somehow they got
but
better.
I think Shohei Ohtani is in a league of his own. I think just like Ichiro Suzuki, hitting-wise, was in a league of his own.
I was just about to ask you, so is he the best Japanese-born player?
I think all around, yes. Is he a better hitter overall than Suzuki? I wouldn't put him there.
Just baseball player, MLB
Just
player.
baseball player 100%.
That's exactly what I told my
Yes.
friends. Y'all hear that, Connor? I know y'all boys are watching.
Ichiro should have been a unanimous Hall.
Hey, Jerry, I told
was
y'all,
crazy.
bro.
But see, that's the
That's
thing.
the argument. Like, it's Ichiro. They was arguing me just earlier. They was like, nah, Ichiro has done what people can do at the. He came over here at 30.
Now,
he didn't come over
if
here
we're
at
gonna
18.
be honest, Ohtani did not have that great of a World Series. I get he was injured,
didn't.
but he didn't have a
he
great
didn't.
series.
He didn't.
But he's one of the few players that have an MVP in both American and National League.
Well, hey, let me tell you how good he is. Roger Clemens' son, Cody Clemens, was at TriStar, and he was signing all these pictures I got on my phone. He's signing the pictures of when he was a position player, and he struck out Ohtani when he was on the Angels. And I mean, that's his – I'm like – and I told him, I said, that day, we were you. Like, you were us. You were the people's champ that day because you struck out Ohtani. I mean, but even off the field, and look, hey, man, with this whole this Ipe thing that came up, and in this case, boy, this could have really ruined the career of the greatest player.
Real quick.
And there are still skeptics out there. There's still
out.
skeptics out there that say, "Man, I
people
don't
out there
know
say, look what y'all
that
did to
Ohtani's
Pete,
hands are clean."
and now y'all doing this way. It's like,
But you know, I hate that kind of stuff because you got, we got so many players embattled by their past. Barry Bonds with the steroids, Tiger Woods with his stuff. I mean, we got like some of my favorite players to watch growing up. Magic Johnson was my favorite player growing up. I mean, just you hate to see these guys that change so much and work so hard and fall. And so I hope that it's not true that Ohtani was in on this stuff. I don't want him to be guilty of anything. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like you and I. I mean, look, none of us are perfect, but we watching greatness and
watching greatness.
But the first time I saw him warm up in the outfield with the Angels, I was like, why does he look different than everybody out there? He just, his movements, I was like, no offense, but I was like, that dude looks like a ninja out there. Like, he looks like he just came from some, 10-year sabbatical, like in the mountains and just focus on it. He was just, I was like,
have y'all seen him in
different.
person yet?
No, I haven't.
No, I've been to a game and I've seen him in person. I watched him pitch.
You have?
Yeah. And it's him standing on the mound looks crazy.
It's intimidating. I saw him play in Denver this summer. He hit a ball so hard. I was like, what?
Denver.
Like, I thought it was a damn, like Air Force, plane flying. I was like, what was that?
That's
you ever
he hit the ball so hard.
You ever
I was
seen that clip of him in Japan? He hits the ball like moon rocket. It goes through the
yes, it
through
goes into the roof.
into the roof. Like, bro, he's insane.
That man is
bro.
not from. That's crazy.
He is, as the kid would say, he is an alien. I mean, he is not of this world.
I think these past couple of years we really got our generation of freaks. Like, we really got Luka, we really got Wemby,
In every league,
we got
too.
Shohei,
Every
we
league.
got Patrick Mahomes, we got Lamar Jackson. Like,
I
really
wonder when we're gonna finally just have this Wemby conversation, guys. I've been teasing this for weeks, but we
What do you mean
don't
about
want to
Wemby?
have this Wemby conversation. I've been telling y'all this since Wemby came into the league. I don't think he's gonna be what y'all think he will be. I really don't.
Well, I will say this: I went to the Rockets and Spurs game, the second or third time they played them, and Wemby, every time he sat on the bench, I was like, why is he not playing? He hadn't done nothing. And I joke with my 16-year-old son. I said, are his bones tired? Like, he goes, Dad, he is tall and lanky. He goes, he's still young. He doesn't have a lot of muscle on his bones. I'm like, I know, but for the greatest talent to ever play or win in the last 20 years, he sure is not on the court a lot. Now, look, I'm 5'8.5", so I don't have a clue what it feels like to be up there. I need some oxygen to get to his height, but I mean, am I the only one that sees that? Or
No,
I mean, it's all about, but you got to think about preserve. So, like, you want him to have the longest career possible as a Spur.
So you minute restrict him?
I want him to dominate.
No,
That's
yeah, like, you want him to get the feel of the game very, very early, very, like, Giannis didn't come out and play right away, did he? Like, he didn't play 40 minutes a game every night.
But
did
Giannis wasn't
And
hyped to be the greatest talent we've ever seen in the history of basketball.
I'm saying, like, his body wasn't, his physique wasn't already equipped to play those 40 minutes a game until he got it right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like,
Giannis is
I feel like
built
Wemby
to get bigger.
I mean, Wemby's built to get bigger.
No, he's not.
7'4".
No, he's not.
No,
Look at his body frame. Wemby is not built to get bigger.
He's 7'4".
Giannis had
So
broad shoulders. He was built to gain muscle.
Let Wemby gain some more muscle, gain some more stamina. This
And
is
let's
his
see what
first
happens.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. Like,
Let's
this
see
is
what happens.
like this year he's playing more minutes than he did last year. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and I'm
all,
not
it's
saying-
all about working this guy into the system.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he's a bust. I mean, I'm not saying he's Greg Oden, but I was shocked. But then again, I mean, maybe I'm an old head. I'm like, why are you taking another night off? Don't you get paid to play? Like,
That's the
'cause when
topic
I was
all around
growing up,
NBA.
That's old
look,
school, man.
That's the NBA's problem. They should never did guaranteed contracts, and they gave the players too much reign.
That's true.
So
It's
like,
a players' league now.
Now it's a players' league. Like
Well,
in the NFL, you know,
and
NFL
there's-
owners ain't about to allow guaranteed contracts.
And there's that old there's that old Oprah interview with Barkley and Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. And he goes, well, Barkley, Larry, myself, Magic, we had to earn it. Mm-hmm. He goes, now we're paying people on what they will do, on their potential. He goes, we got paid because we earned it. He goes, these kids aren't earning it the way we earned it. And you get that more and more. Now you got the NIL. Now you got states now that pay high school players to play. Now you got Perfect Game coming in saying we're going to help you out and do all that. I mean, it's crazy. So where we're headed, I just don't know where it ends.
It's
I
crazy.
see where it begins, but I don't know where it ends. Because the fact that Jimmy Butler's getting paid $50 million a year, like
actually, that's not that bad of a. That's not that
Really?
Bad.
2 for 112 extension.
So listen,
that's but
hey, I
to
want
me,
you to
I'm-
think about this though. Jimmy Butler is one of the few teams that actually been to the championship 2 times out of the 5 years.
But what does it matter if you get there and you keep
So, like,
losing?
what they're
like,
paying-
what does
what-
it matter?
I mean, it doesn't matter, but I'm saying like obviously you see the vision that he's actually able to help you get there.
But are these contracts inflated because
I would say something like James Harden, who's probably one of the highest career
Right.
grossing players of all time. He's never been to a finals.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
went.
No. Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah,
did.
yeah, he
He
did.
went.
He
Yeah,
did.
he went
But
with
not as a
He
high
wasn't
paid-
the guy.
He wasn't a high
He
paid
went,
player.
He
but
was
not
a
as
sixth
James
man.
Harden. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he
Yeah,
didn't
so-
go as
so
James
I'm talking
Harden.
South Beach Harden was born in that series.
Yeah.
He was
I'm talking
terrible.
I'm talking about as one of the highest paid players, like being in the league as one of the highest paid players. He's never been able to go to the finals. Jimmy Butler, on the other hand, he's
Has
been
been
to the
to two.
finals. He's been to 2. And we can't really, you can't deny what he's already did.
No, you
that's
can't.
The
You
that's
can't.
Well,
You're not wrong.
That's
That's
where
true.
he's not being paid off potential. He's being paid off of what he's
So
already did.
and I
Doing
get
it.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so I stand correct on that. I guess it makes more sense what y'all are saying to pay a veteran versus
The young
some
boy.
kid
Yeah,
coming in.
the young guns.
I would rather pay a veteran that much and rather pay a rookie or somebody who's fresh off a rookie deal that much based off what they could potentially do.
But the GMs are starting to take the power back. This Luka trade was bigger than just trading
Yeah.
Luka. The
Oh my
GMs said,
gosh,
the heck
they-
what y'all talking
Yeah.
about.
If Luka can get
Okay.
traded, anybody can get traded.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a question for y'all because I've always liked basketball. I like the older version of basketball better. Okay, when I sat down with my son to watch The Last Stand or
The Last Dance.
The Last Dance.
Last Dance. Michael
I
Jordan's.
told my son, I said, I think I watched those teams. I met, and I'll share that story with y'all later. I met Michael Jordan his rookie year. Okay, got his autograph. But I didn't understand the greatness the Bulls were until I watched that at an older age as an adult, right?
Right.
But right now I keep hearing the NBA is least popular than it's ever been. What do you guys think is wrong with the game? Is it the way we play the game? Is it the attention off the centers? What is it that people aren't drawn to that they used to be drawn to?
All these people shooting threes that can't shoot.
Yeah, I'm about to say one. They're shooting so many threes.
Right.
Who was that?
Charlotte
and the Wizards?
in Wizards game.
They shot over
ridiculous.
100 threes, like in the game. So like that's obviously that's just insane. Like
You know what I think it really comes down to?
And then load management.
Yeah.
I really think it comes down
That
to
too.
At this point, they're playing way too many games.
Okay.
They're playing 82 is way too many for us.
82 is too many games.
But baseball plays 150 or somewhere in that range.
I also think
162.
baseball's playing too many
Now I
games.
think baseball does play too many games.
I'm not. Me saying that doesn't mean I don't think baseball. I think basketball is playing way too many games, and they can shorten it. They can be playing like 56 games and get way better ratings because on the bigger games, because they don't also some of those big games that they have, because they have so many games, compete with the NFL big games. You can't compete with the NFL on TV ratings.
And so we're gonna lessen your workload while simultaneously paying you more.
Because
how does that work out?
I didn't say pay you more.
What? The contracts ain't going down.
Yeah, I was about to say, because if you shorten the season, that means TV contracts are going to have to go up, which you're going to have to pay more.
Yes, I mean if you have to pay, like you shorten the seasons, also you pay more. These superstars play more because they're not playing 82
But
games.
that's not necessarily.
Why am I
guaranteed
gonna
either,
play
though.
more
It's
if
not
I'm
guaranteed.
guaranteed 65 a year? I'm gonna get it regardless. So what am I in a rush to go play
I'm just
for?
saying, like,
But
I mean,
do you
well,
think-
you can do in corporate deals. You can do like asset sensitive deals, like what the NBA is making them do now, making them
Play a certain amount of
games.
You
Certain
put
amount of
that.
games to
You put that in
record,
their
yeah.
contracts.
Yeah.
Or
And nothing's telling you to stop putting that in their contracts. You have to play a certain amount of games every year to get this full amount guaranteed.
You
now
do.
is some of the NBA struggle, I call it the adult version of AAU. And let me tell you, my son played 2 seasons of AAU. And I can tell you about 80% of the basketball that I watched was so disheartening.
It's ISO ball.
Because you
It's
have
ISO
one or
ball.
2 teams that could take on an army, and they ain't losing. They've been playing since they were 4, and they've been to national tournaments since they were 6.
Correct.
And which, look, hey man, if you want to invest in your kid, you do whatever you want with your
Right.
kid. But like, and I'm not like the dad, like, well, we got to have fun. It doesn't matter who wins or loses because losing sucks, right?
Yeah, losing fucking sucks.
But it seems like the NBA has kind of turned into like, hey man, remember we played together back on the hills? Remember we played together back? Let's all get together.
Let's
4th,
team
5th
up.
year. I mean, but then how do you stop that, right?
Right.
And I don't know. I just think the modern game, something needs to change with it. Do you think they need to mess with?
They need to add franchise tags.
Okay,
You add franchise tags to the NBA. They
kind of like they do in the NFL.
NFL has their contract structure probably the best worked way out for players. Players can't just up and leave them. Players are forced to play. Players have to earn incentives. A lot of
True.
incentives. to
And
get
they
to the
can
next.
be cut at any given time and lose all of that money. See, if you're gonna
I
sign a
didn't
good
think about
business
that.
deal, it has to be on both sides.
But that's where that signing bonus come in.
yeah, but the
signing
NFL
bonus, the signing
doesn't
bonus, no matter
structure
what.
it that way.
I mean, yeah, you do.
I'm talking about how the contract structure. Yeah, you'll get your signing bonus, but like Kirk Cousins' situation, he's owed $10 million on March 1st. You think he's finna get that $10 million?
No, he's not getting. No,
Nope.
he's not.
Zero chance in hell.
They're about to drop him.
He's about to be out of there.
I get that, but that's where you need to perform.
Now that I agree with.
That's where performance comes to
Yeah.
play. You perform, we pay you.
True.
That's
So
true.
you perform, so that forces you to play.
But Trevor Lawrence is about to get paid on March 1st too. And what
I
did he
know.
do?
I was just saying
Nothing.
Like, hey, thank
Not
you.
nothing.
I know. but
I mean, he's
I'm
got
saying-
good hair,
But
that's about it.
NFL contract. I mean, NBA contracts are a little typically shorter. You can do like
Yeah,
1 or
they-
2 years.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that way, you
Player
do-
option, team
Exactly.
option, yeah.
So like they're typically shorter than NFL contracts. So if they take the same structure wise, not like obviously longevity wise, but structure wise, how they operate. If the NBA franchise tag some of these
So
some of these
do
players,
away with the guaranteed contract, the fully guaranteed.
yeah,
contract.
fully guaranteed. Go. That should never be that ruined it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Now
That-
that I could agree
The
with.
fully
That I could
guaranteed
agree
just
with.
straight up ruined the NBA.
I can agree with
these
that.
guys have you giving these guys $150 million guaranteed no matter if they play or not.
No matter
No
what
matter
happens.
no matter
That
what
is
happens.
insane work.
Zion getting his money to do.
There's a lot of people on a lot of teams that's earning a
got
lot
it.
of money.
He got an extension. Can you believe that Zion Williamson got an extension?
I can't
Yeah.
believe it. He was the number 1 overall pick.
But,
yeah,
but this is
can't
also
believe
New
it.
Orleans we're talking about too.
I
Yeah,
really don't
desperate.
care.
But yeah,
Desperate.
I really don't care.
desperate.
New Orleans ain't got boy.
Desperate.
Murray got
Guess
hurt.
what? They would have tanked. They would have got Wemby.
Well, that's probably true. But if
So,
they trade
look.
Zion, ain't nobody gonna be in Smoothie King. I know that.
Nobody wants to play basketball in New Orleans. You want to play for the Saints. You don't want to play basketball for the Pelicans.
Wait, say
That's
that
another
again?
thing.
You would want to play for the Saints
Oh, okay.
as a player.
Okay.
I would love to play in
Okay.
New Orleans.
All right.
But
That's
y'all
an-
can't
all
afford to pay nobody since you're negative $100 million in the hole.
Also,
Bro.
they need to sell their team. I think they need to sell their team to a different state. Like, let Seattle go ahead and pick up the basketball. Like,
Well, with the expansion or whatever, Seattle is supposed to get a team and Vegas is supposed to get a team. So
That Vegas team.
The
gonna be
Supersonics
the
coming
Supersonics
back.
are coming back, man.
Sean Kemp coming out of retirement.
Oh, please.
And Deadlift Shrimp
dangerous.
and Tom Chambers. Boy, that's basketball right there.
Yep, that's
the
some
kids
good
don't know about
basketball.
the short shorts and the tube socks.
Nope. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and bring this in for a landing.
no, he keep rising up.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps rising. it up.
Willard has nothing better to do
That is
today.
true. But before we go,
Yes.
tell everybody where they can find you, so that way they can keep up with you.
Yeah, man. I go by H-Town Wheelhouse, and you can find me on X. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. You can also find my shows you can find my shows Locked on Astros on YouTube, on Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Also, Back to the Bullpen with Mike Stanton. You can find me on iHeartRadio and YouTube there as well on Instagram. And coming this year, another podcast called Orion's Belt, covering the Space Cowboys, because their
That's a dope
mascot
name.
is
I
named
like that.
Orion.
I like that
So
a
we're
lot.
gonna
I'm not
be-
gonna let that's pretty dope.
So we're going to be Orion's Belt. But you know what, fellas? We'll have to have you guys on our show sometime. I got to see if I can figure out 5. I think we can put 5 windows in on our screen. When I get that figured out, I'll hit y'all up, and I'll
let's
bring
do
y'all
it.
on Locked on
Let's do it.
Astros. How's
Let's
that?
do it. Let's do it.
But yeah, seriously, good. Hey, man, great vibes here. I love it. Great conversation. You guys are real, and I just encourage y'all. That's what it's all about, man. You be good. Like, you have respect for yourself. You respect others, and you just have good, solid conversation. And, like, we have more conversations like this, man, in the sports community. We can all bring it up together. We can all rise to the top together. That's what it's all
Yes,
about.
sir.
So thank y'all for having
Yes,
me
sir.
on. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Glad you
Thank you.
came.
Thank you. I was
Absolutely.
say,
Anything else?
so glad we
Evan,
came.
you got anything?
No, I'm good. You
got
got
anything?
anything? Any announcements? Second audio, Will?
Next week we will start. Next episode we will start dropping out prize picks for the NBA. That's the only league that's going in. Maybe
Prize
when
picks.
MLB start dropping in,
Okay.
I'll start giving you guys some Bovada picks, or not Bovada, but some more Vegas picks. some
Everest
team
parlays, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen.
yeah, you know how it goes. You know, hey, I'm about to hit one today for $750. So you know what I'm saying.
Hey man,
I
hey,
got
man.
you guys.
Hey man,
I got you
hey man,
guys.
don't tell everybody your business,
This-
brother. Come on now.
He's been watching that score. I've been seeing it.
Yeah, I know he
I've
has.
been watching that score. I got
All
I
right,
do
man.
have something for us, guys. It is Valentine's Day tomorrow, actually. Evan, we're married. Y'all, Willard, who knows what he's doing? Y'all do whatever y'all gonna do. I'm sorry, Willard. But yeah, man, y'all enjoy the time, man. Spend time with the one that you love, the one that you care the most about. Embrace the moments. That's all we have. So we're going to create another moment here with this. We're going to add another picture to our wall. And Virginia Tech going to beat Syracuse ass today.
Oh yeah, we do got our MWA gaming coming soon. We finally found all the audio and tech wise to get it all together
Let's
to
get it.
get all this game streaming.
Nice.
We got the NCAA league. We do have the NBA 2K league. We will get some other games going. So you guys check it out. You know, we want y'all to guys support. Thank you.
Let's get it.
BT, baby.
All right, man. Signing off. I'm Evan
F.
West.
and our host.
H-Town Wheelhouse.
Let's get it. See y'all.